Hey, how's it going? I have something that's kind of concerning. If you're in Idaho, I don't know who can help or what we can do about it, but something absolutely needs to be done. Like, or we're not going to have any elk or deer soon, especially with the population that we just got. Two things I really want to do, and maybe we could get together and do petitions or talk to somebody, one of our representatives. But Idaho really needs to stop the out-of-state tag thing because we have so many out-of-staters that come here, and that's cool. We need some, but we need to drop that, like cap it way low, and maybe not over the counter, do a point system like other states have because it's not fair that they just get to come here, that many of them. Here's the other problem too. If you buy out of state tags, our Fish and Game makes quotas every year, and I get that. I get our state gets a lot of money from that, but the part that doesn't make sense to me is that if the quota is not filled, like it's 15,000 or something every year, and if that quota is not filled, if there's only like 11,000, they actually let these other people buy two more tag or another tag, so they have two tags just because they have money. With Idaho's wolves, with this all this out of state stuff, with all our new people, I want to see. How about don't give those tags away? They only get one. They don't need two elk when Idahoans only can get one. Yeah, I get depredation tags, and that's amazing for us, but it's not fair that these people, just because they have money, get to decimate more, you know, to get more elk, just because they have money. And we're not going to have elk soon. Our grandchildren aren't. With the wolves and the way that is, like, I get it, but I really think we need to do it, change it to where it's a point system, or it's not over the counter, it's a draw, and you drop that substantially. And it's not fair that just because your quota is not filled, that these guys get to get another elk. Like they get one elk, that's cool. How about you give Idahoans those tags? We would love to, get our own elk over someone that has money out of state. That's what I want to do. I don't know who's with me or how we can do it, but I know that's really important. If you've hunted Idaho your whole life, you know that things are getting rough, especially with our new people. That's another bullshit thing too. We need to change that to at least a year of residency. In just a couple of months, these guys come from all over California, and we're losing money because just because they're here for a couple of months, they can buy residence tags now over the counter. I think you should have to be a year at minimum because we're losing off on all these money. All these Californians move here or wherever, and they basically get to buy over the counter tags like us in a couple of months. Idaho's missing out on that money. Make it at least a year, at least. I don't know if we could do more, maybe like a year and a half before they. I mean, that's free money our state could have. But instead, they let them here. They get to live here a couple months, and then they get to buy an over-the-counter tag at our price. That's not fair. Idaho's missing out on money. So that's two things I'd really like to change. Is at least a year, man. That's just common sense. It's not fair. Idaho's losing money. Second, don't give those tags to them. Give them to us. If just because you didn't meet the quota, that's not fair to Idahoans. That's our deer, man. If I would like to see it where like soon, that if you don't live here, man, you don't get to hunt our shit because that's ours. A lot of us live off of that. I know the state only thinks of it as money, but like we got to start doing something, man. We're not gonna have any deer and elk left, so I don't know who's with me, but let's freaking change it to where we drop that 15,000. I get it's money, but it's pretty concerning that these out-of-staters get to help decimate our elk with the wolves just because they have money. That's not fair. And so I would really like to see that cap dropped a lot. And then you'd get that money back by making sure people have been here at least a year, because that's an out-of-state price right there. That would counter it. So I don't know who's with me on that, but it's getting bad and fast. So especially with all our residents we have. But I just want to know the amount of out-of-state tags, that we lose money on because we don't wait a year. They can live here a couple months. That's huge money, right? And that I believe that would counter. Or give those tags, at least the remaining of the quota, give them to Idahoans that haven't been here a year. make it an out of state, make them, because they're living here, they're paying taxes. It makes sense to have that extra quota go to Idahoans if they're here paying taxes, not some guy in California, not some guy in Arizona, not some guy, not rich guy somewhere. But we got to do something. So I don't know who's with me, but we need to like do whatever we can, man, to change this because these are our elk and deer, man, and we're already getting decimated by the wolves. And obviously, our state only cares about money because if they're not hitting the quota, um, they just let these people get two elk, and that's not fair. Let us get it, or let someone that lives here that's not a resident yet get it, and you would get the same amount of money from that resident that lives here that pays taxes here because it's still an out-of-state tag because you waited a year. So if we can do that, please, and then drop the 15,000 a year. That's wild, man, and that's just elk. When you think about all the numbers adding up every year, I mean it's getting bad. Plus all our population, we got to do something, man, to save our stuff. So just you wanted to say that and see who's kind of like-minded. That's not fair that out-of-staters get to decimate our elk too just because they have money. We're not going to have any. All that generation or all that money they're generating will be gone when we don't have elk. Then you won't have any out-of-state tags to sell. So yeah, I don't know who's with me on that, man. What you guys' thoughts are, but I'd really like to. We got to figure out something to change that. Need to change it to a year. That's not fair that people can live here a couple months and then buy a resident tag like us. That's not cool. That really irks me. So I don't know who we need to talk to if we can get together and get something done. But why is it not a year, man? It's wild. But appreciate you guys. Is something that really really is concerning us and as Idaho and hunters. So it's all good till we don't have any more elk and deer. All because Idaho wanted to make more money. So that's it, man. That's all I was saying. Appreciate you guys. Peace.